केवल भक्ति सद्मा गुरु चरण केवल भक्ति सद्मा बंधु This is the first time we are doing it. Sorry, we should have read it first, but I'll read it just now. She's just about going to finish it. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him, ecstatic prema emanates. By him, ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Lokanath Goswami, O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Hare Krishna. Blow the conch. And then open the curtain. You play the Prabhupada offering can go on side by side. Prabhupada offering, please start offering flowers to Prabhupada. And in the meantime, open the deities, the screen, and we play the.
Shiva
His Divine Grace, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवा सदी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री नवदीप जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। द्वारका मायपुर धाम की जय। गंगामय यमुनामय की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्री राम लल्ला की जय। श्री राधा माधव की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Thy God Sitanath Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories and glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Dala dala dadayine. Hiyanyakashi porata. Shilatangkana kalaya. Ito na sema parito na sema. Yato yato yami tato na sema. Bahe na sema, hidaye na sema. Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapade. Tava Kara Kamal Vare Natham Adhuda Shringam Dalika Hiranyakashipu Tano Vrinda Kesavadija Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev. Jaya Balanava, Jaya Balanava, Jaya Balanava, Jaya Balanava. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Viganasya Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. Bhakta Raj Prabhupada ki jai. Bhakta Raj Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Can we all give Vihan a big round of applause? He did such a good job today. Haribol. Good job, Beyond. Welcome everyone to our today's program here at Iskcon Mississauga. Who is here for the first time? Anyone here for the first time? Oh, Jai, welcome. Thank you for finding us and thank you for joining us. Hope you'll join us for future programs as well. We're happy to have you here. Today is a very special day. We're actually celebrating today the appearance of Lord Ram, or also called as Ram Navami. It's celebrated not only in Iskcon, it's something that you're probably seeing celebrated across all of India, all the temples everywhere in the world. So this is a wonderful, very community-filled event that everybody celebrates. And we'll be hearing more about the significance of today from today's guest speaker. But first we'll start with a quote by Srila Prabhupada. Ram is also God, another name of God. Ram means who enjoys. Krishna means who attracts. So God is the supreme enjoyer. Therefore he is called Ram. And this was spoken by Srila Prabhupada in a lecture in Paris in August 1973 on Canto 5, Chapter 5, Texts 1 and 2. So today's Sunday feast is also sponsored by Vijay Rao Prabhu and Her Grace Jairaseshwari Devi Dasi Mataji. Let's all give her a big round of applause. Hari Bol. And there's a few, not only for the occasion of Ram Navami, but also for the health of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, as well as for his upcoming Vyas Puja celebrations, which are coming up on April 9th. And last but not least, also, April 8th, my apologies. Last but not least, was also her birthday on April 3rd. So if we could all just chant a big Hare Krishna for her and her family. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you for sponsoring, Mataji. Also, just a reminder of upcoming special days and festivals. We have Kamada Ekadashi coming up on April 8th, where we are fasting from grains and legumes. Also, just a couple of reminders here. We have our children's classes every week here, except for weeks, I think, where we have festival programs. But that's an opportunity if you know anyone or your children want to join and learn all the wonderful bhajans and songs that you heard Vihan sing today. That's an opportunity to have your kids join and learn as well. So if you're interested, approach one of us at the front desk. Also, we have Mridanga and Kartal classes happening every week at 4:15 at this location. If you do have the instruments, bring them with you for the class. That will facilitate better and quick learning. And of course, we would also kindly request if you have any ability to donate anything for our weekly programs. As you can tell, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time and energy to put these programs together on a weekly basis. So we would appreciate any donations. And if you would like to donate on a monthly basis as well, we have the ability for e-transfer. So if you would like to, please visit Darshini Mataji if you would like to sign up to donate, or even just a one-time donation. That would be much appreciated. And as you can see here, we are live on Facebook as well. So if your friends and family can't join us in person, please ask them to join online. And also visit our website, iskconmississauga.com, to find out more about our programs and for updates in our community. And again, just want to say a very quick appreciation. I won't be able to list all the names, but to everybody who is serving in every capacity here in Iskcon Mississauga, right from the pujaris to the kirtaniyas, to the cooks, to those that are cleaning up before and setting up the program. So every one of your services are very much appreciated, and we hope that you'll continue to serve in this wonderful community, and that we will continue to grow in this wonderful way. And then just a quick reminder of some housekeeping. The washrooms are out this way, and you'll see signs for them as you walk out. So if you need to find the washroom, just follow the signs. And please do keep your phones on silent during the Vedic discourse. So I have the pleasure of introducing today's guest speaker, who is Her Grace Vrinda Devi Dasi Mataji. Yes, let's give her all a big round of applause. So Vrinda Mataji is a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, And within Iskcon, she serves as a member of the North American Regional Governing Body as Zonal Supervisor for North American Zone 1. So the North American Regional Governing Body, they function under the GBC, which is the Governing Body Commission. That's Iskcon's ultimate governing council and managerial authority. Their responsibility lies in providing essential guidance and support to temples, centers, and devotees, fostering a unified and vibrant spiritual community throughout the North American continent. She also serves as a member of the Spiritual Advisors Bhagavat Assembly, or Sabha, which aims to strengthen unity among Iskcon's global spiritual leaders. And she also has a wonderful background in financial systems and public accountability, and she brings that expertise to all of her services in Iskcon as well. Mataji is also a bit of an editor. She's edited a few books that have been put out by the Grahastha Vision team. Heart and Soul Connection, a devotee guide to marriage, service, and love, and the Vaishnava Marriage Challenge. She's also an author herself. She's authored The Ram Club and the Rath Yatra Rupees, which is an adventure novel for pre-teens. So we're very blessed to have you with us, Mataji. Please join us. And I also know Vrinda Mataji from many years ago from the Winnipeg days, and she's also been instrumental in setting up the Winnipeg Yatra. So we're very fortunate to have you here and to introduce you.
It's so nice to be with you. It's nice to see you all dancing and chanting, worshiping together. I know you're a very new center, and it's such a privilege to be with you. Today, can we start by chanting Jai Radha Madhava? We'll do it call and response. So one line I'll do, and then the same line you'll all do back to me. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Oh yes, there's no. So today I'd like to bring you some words from a class that Srila Prabhupada gave on Ram Navami in 1974. And just before we do that, there's one other mantra I would like us to chant together, actually again in call and response. I think you probably all know it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, again in call and response. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I was born in the darkest ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him and all members of Sri Parampara, and I would like to share with you some words from Srila Prabhupada, and then we'll also hear some pastimes of Lord Ram from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, get to that part. So, Srila Prabhupada gave this class in Bombay on April 1st, 1974. It was a very special day. They were opening or laying the foundation for the Juhu temple. And for me to read this to you today, I'm thinking, you're laying the foundation for the future Mississauga temple as well. You have this very beautiful space for now, but sometime you'll have a place of your own, and that will be very nice. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada said, Ram Nomi, the birthday of Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan. And then he says, in the Brahma Samhita it is mentioned, Ramadi Murtishu Kalaniya Menatistan Nanavatara Makarod Bhuvaneshvu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. And he goes on to say, Govinda, Krishna, is the Adi Purusha, original personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mata Parataram Nanyat Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. In other Shastras, like Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Krishnas tu Bhagavan Swayam. There are many expansions of Krishna, but the original person, so he is existing with his expansions. Lord Ramachandra is also one of the expansions. All of these expansions are existing eternally. There is no inferiority or superiority. I just want to say that again. There is no inferiority or superiority. All the expansions are of the same potency, same power. The example is given like a candle. One candle is burning, and you can get another candle burned from the first candle. You can get a third candle burned, ignite. But all the candles are of the same power. The difference is that one you can call the original candle, and the others you can call the second candle, the third candle, the fourth candle. But so far the candle power is concerned, there is no difference. And he quoted the Sri Upanishad, Purnasya Param Adaya Purnam Ivashate. So Krishna, or the Supreme Lord, can expand himself in millions and trillions of forms, but all of them are of the same potency. The potencies are sometimes exhibited according to the time and circumstance. And so then he goes on to talk about the temple that they're starting then at Juhu Beach. And so I'm going to slip over to Srimad Bhagavatam, and where did it go? All right. Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam, as you know, is an amazing spiritual work where everything is about spiritual life. And it takes us through such an amazing journey from the very beginning of the sages asking, what is good for us? What is good for the people of this Kali Yuga? And then the answers are given to the questions that the sages ask. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is a very important work for us all to read. And also, interesting thing about the Srimad Bhagavatam is that it was, Srila Prabhupada wasn't entirely sure how far he was going to be able to go on all the cantos. And because he wasn't sure, he really crammed the first couple of cantos with everything that we need to know. Oh, that's interesting. It looks different on my phone than it did on my computer, but that's okay. So from the 9th canto is the last canto before the 10th canto, and it is recommended that we carefully read all the way through cantos 1 to 9 before dipping into the 10th canto. So just before the 10th canto, in the 9th canto, there is a couple of chapters about Lord Ram. And so if you want to today, you could maybe take a look. So around the chapter 10, there's a chapter about his pastimes, and then there's another chapter. But we'll just look a little bit at chapter 10 today. So here's one thing. Being prayed for by the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth himself, directly appeared with his expansion and expansions of the expansion. Their holy names were Rama, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna. These celebrated incarnations. Well, I'm going to go through a bunch of verses, so it might be a little hard to follow. If somebody wants to quickly project it, that's okay, but we're going to go through several verses. These celebrated incarnations thus appeared in 4 forms as the sons of Maharaj Dasara. So the individual talking at this point is Sukadev Goswami, and he's talking to Parikshit on the bank of the Ganges. Parikshit has only a few more days to live. And Parikshit, of course, if you've only got a few more days to live, what's important? Suddenly your priorities might shift, right? And so what we're hearing is that it's important for someone to hear, this is of lifetime importance, to hear about Lord Ram. So Sukadev Goswami goes on, O King Parikshit, the transcendental activities of Lord Ramachandra have been described by great saintly persons who have seen the truth. Because you have heard again and again about Lord Ramachandra, the husband of Mother Sita, I shall describe these activities only in brief. Please listen. Which is really interesting. Parikshit had already heard about, these wonderful pastimes, which happened, a million years before his lifetime. And it's also interesting, he's like you. You have heard again and again about Lord Ramachandra. So today's his day, but we'll review some of his pastimes in brief. Because obviously, to hear them in detail takes hours and hours and hours. So, Sukadev Goswami said, to keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king, and accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which was so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or Sugriva, king of the monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshman, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having disfigured Suparnika, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows, and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him, like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord, Ramachandra, give us all protection. In the arena of the sacrifice performed by Vishwamitra, Lord Ramachandra, the king of Ayodhya, killed many demons, rakshasas, and uncivilized men who wandered at night in the mode of darkness. May Lord Ramachandra, who killed these demons in the presence of Lakshman, be kind enough to give us protection. O King, the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra were wonderful, like those of a baby elephant. In the assembly where Mother Sita was to choose her husband, in the midst of the heroes of this world, he broke the bow belonging to Lord Shiva. This bow was so heavy that it was carried by 300 men. But Lord Ramachandra bent and strung it and broke it in the middle, just as a baby elephant breaks a stick of sugarcane. Thus the Lord achieved the hand of Mother Sita, who was equally as endowed with transcendental qualities of form, beauty, behavior, age, and nature. Indeed, she was the goddess of fortune, who constantly rests on the chest of the Lord. While returning from Sita's home, after gaining her at the assembly of competitors, Lord Ramachandra met Parashuram. Although Parashuram was very proud, having rid the earth of the royal order 21 times, he was defeated by the Lord, who appeared to be a Kshatriya of the royal order. Carrying out the order of his father, who was bound by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramachandra left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residents, and everything else, just as a liberated soul gives up his life and went to the forest with Sita. While wandering in the forest, where he accepted a life of hardship, carrying his invincible bow and arrows in his hand, Lord Ramachandra deformed Ravana's sister, who was polluted with lusty desires, by cutting off her nose and ears. He also killed her 14,000 Rakshasa friends, headed by Kara, Trisira, and Dushana. I think we'll stop here for a minute, and one thing that I think we should note is I think sometimes when we think about a spiritual life, we wonder if maybe that would be making it easier for us. We wonder if maybe that would remove us from, make us not have any hardships. We wonder maybe if that would be a way to escape the things that happen in the material world. But we see that these stories of Lord Ramachandra's activities, and also of the Pandavas, and also even of Krishna himself, they are not without the conflicts and troubles. We see Lord Ramachandra having to be a policeman and control unruly elements. We see, even as a teenager, right? He was taken to help relieve the problems of the world by getting rid of some of the bad guys. And we see that then later there was family drama, and he was the one that ended up going to the forest. He was the one that didn't get to live in the palace anymore for years and years. And maybe living in the forest was easier then, maybe. But it's still living in the forest instead of in a palace. So, we're not immune from these things that happen. And also then, even in the forest, there were problems. There were elements that wanted to cause trouble. There was somebody that wanted to kidnap his wife. He ended up separated from his wife for a long time. He ended up having to go to battle for her. He ended up having to get angry at the ocean. It wasn't a walk in the park. And so what I would like to say to all of us is that sometimes when our life is not a walk in the park, sometimes we think that must mean Krishna doesn't like us, or we've done something wrong, and we're being punished for it because, but you know, we see that even these very advanced saintly people like the Pandavas also had troubles in their life. Can you imagine the troubles they had in their life? And so we shouldn't think that, first of all, we shouldn't think that choosing a spiritual life is a cop-out from the trials and tribulations that happen while we're being purified, while we're being on this great adventure to become qualified again to go back to our original home in the spiritual world. So we shouldn't really mind these troubles so much. We should try to go through them with our head held high, knowing that this is maybe something from our past that we need to learn, something or something that's training us for the future, or both at once. This could be an opportunity for us to show Krishna how we care for him and love him. And I think I want to add a little bit about maybe have any of you played sports? Yeah? Some athletes here? Maybe you've had a coach. Did the coach tell you, oh sure, the game's on Saturday, but yeah, just go home and sit on the couch and play video games? No, because he was a good coach, and because he liked you and believed in your ability, he made you run more laps, right? He made you do more push-ups. He made you try that hard move again and again. That's because he believed in you. He believed that you could be better than you are right now. If he didn't believe that, he would have said, yeah, well, you know, go home and sit on the couch, and you know what? You don't even need to show up for the game. It's all right. Just have it easy. So, who gives tests? Tests are given by those who want us to succeed. They want us to show what we've got, right? Teachers don't give tests to those who aren't their students. Coaches don't give more training and more demanding of more output to people who they don't believe are worth coaching. So when we have troubles in our lives, please remember the Pandavas, remember Lord Ram and the troubles even in his life, which make the story good, right? It's no story if it's like a beautiful prince was born and he married a beautiful princess and that's it. So our stories also, you know, we remember and honor those who went to some trouble, went through something in order to show how much they believed in their guru's word, like Srila Prabhupada, who went to all the trouble to come to the West, where people were telling him, there's nothing to eat there, Swamiji. Or people were telling him, no, that's not good at your age. No, I'm not going to give you a ticket. That's not a good idea. But still, he went. And, you know, because he came to the West, even now in India, people are paying more attention to spiritual life. So when there's trouble, please think like that. Don't think that, you know, there's anything wrong with you or your life. It's a chance to strengthen your spiritual muscles, strengthen your your ability to show that you honor your spiritual leaders and teachers. Thank you, a lot of you. I really like it best when people ask questions rather than I just talk. So I wonder if could we use the rest of the time if there's any questions, concerns, complaints, or realizations that anyone would like to share. Is there a wandering mic? There's a wandering mic. Okay, good.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. My question is, when we go through trials and tribulations in our life, we question our belief, our faith. I'm just wondering, because the way you presented the story, how was Lord Ram feeling when he was sent for 14 years in the forest, when he was about to be coronated? That's a huge,
That is huge.
jarring moment. He's the Lord, of course, but from your perspective, what are the lessons we can take from how he dealt with the situation that was given to him?
Well, one of the main things was he was thinking more of others than himself, right? He was thinking that my father shouldn't be dishonored by not being able to keep his vow. You know, my mother, even though I thought she thought more about me than this, even though what his other mother, I still, if this is what she wants, let me do it. Like a really caring that he didn't put others into inconvenience or dishonor is a pretty amazing spot to go to. But how this is going to be hard for me, but let's make sure we don't make it hard for others, right? Pretty amazing response. And also the trust that even though this wasn't the original plan, it's still going to be okay, it's still going to be good, right? So that's one of the things that I think we can also take is maybe it wasn't our original plan, whatever happens, but maybe it's better than our original plan. It does sometimes happen that there is a plan that's better than our original plan. So sometimes many people have looked back and noticed that. It's pretty hard to see that at the time. But once you're as old as I am, it's happened to me a couple times that what really happened was better than my plan. So then after having that happen a couple of times, you kind of go like, okay, well maybe this is another time that it's going to be really better than my plan. And what my hope is by saying that to you, that it won't take you the 3 or 4 times that it took me to learn that. Maybe you can learn it on the first or second time. That actually, there's a prayer that's used in the 12-step program for Alcoholics Anonymous, AA, the Serenity Prayer. And it goes something like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So that's kind of an important spot to be in, right? Sometimes you need to figure out what you need to do to fight. Sometimes you need to figure out what you need to do to be peaceful and let it go. And the wisdom to know the difference might come automatically to yourself, or you might have to ask guru, sadhus, you might have to check in the Shastra and see how that lines up. But, it all takes being introspective about our life, not just going on autopilot. To think of somebody that might go on autopilot and not stop to wonder, well, what is this? Is this one of the things I can't change? Is this one of the things that Krishna has a different plan? And I don't know, do any of you have those robot vacuums? And it gets into a corner and it just keeps going to the same spot until it's kind of like, oh, a little different here. Oh, I can get out. But we wouldn't want to be like one of those mechanized toys or those robot vacuums that just keep butting against something that's not going to change, right? So the wisdom to know the difference. So, but what we're seeing with Lord Ram is he went pretty fast to that spot of, this'll be okay too. I'm going to make sure that my father does not experience any dishonor. His word is going to be absolutely what happens. I'm going to make sure that my mother is not, like that mother, Kaike, is not either dishonored either. If this is what she wants, I'm going to do it. So that's a pretty interesting reaction he had. Certainly not the reaction most people would have. Is that okay? Is that, yeah. Is there another, oh, the mic's over here, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for a wonderful class. One question what I had is not really related to our topic today, but in general. So my office colleague asked me, what is Krishna consciousness and what do you really do? So instinctively, what comes from my mouth is like, it helps you to meditate. But as a real devotee, we know that that's not the real purpose. The purpose is to develop love for God, right? So how do you encourage a person who really doesn't know, and how do you encourage such devotees or to bring them to Krishna consciousness?
Thank you, an excellent question. And most of us do have office colleagues and neighbors and maybe even family members that we would like to explain Krishna consciousness to. I'm going to start by telling you how not to do it. So there was, at one time in a center that I was in, there was a beautiful Tulsi plant. And there was a girl who had just read the whole story of Princess Tulsi and the whole thing with Vishnu and the whole thing with the king and the whole, that whole, she'd read the whole story. So 2 new people came, local people, and they saw the Tulsi and they were like, oh, what kind of plant is that? So, the answer could have been, oh, that's a sacred basil. That's Tulsi, sacred basil. She told them the whole story of Princess Tulsi. The whole thing, the impersonation of, everything. And their eyes just got wider and wider. And they never came back. So that helped me develop a bit of a protocol for myself, which is basically however long the question is, that's how long the answer should be. If they ask it in 1 sentence, then the answer comes in 1 sentence. Like, your answer was a good answer. And if that satisfies them, that's good for a while. They may ask again in a month or a year or the next thing. They may immediately come up with another question, and then you answer their question. If you dump your full knowledge on them, yeah, that would maybe be not as useful as doling it out in the size that they can take. And you're really lucky when it's your colleague, because you know them a little bit, right? And so you kind of know what kind of things they're interested in and what kind of metaphors to later use and what. And, it is true that you yourself and your behavior and your response to setbacks and your way of interacting with people are telling them so much about what your faith path is, what your spirituality is. So partly it's be the person, and the other thing is you don't answer with any more words than they ask the question with. They will ask more if they are ready for more. And find ways to sneak prasadam in. Secret weapon. Yeah. Is that okay? Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Matsuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. And we are very happy and fortunate to have you here, so far away from Winnipeg or Vancouver, what should I say. And as a very
knowledgeable and experienced person in the movement. I request you, we are just a fledgling center. Your words of wisdom, your words of advice for us as what should we do and what should we look out for, and what are the things we should avoid as far as possible. That will be really nice if you could share. Thank you.
Thank you for the excellent question. I'm going to try to keep my answer to about the length of your question. I think the number one important thing for all of Iskcon now, and especially for new groups, is to read Srila Prabhupada's books or listen to his lectures. They're amazing. They really have an impact. You are associating with a pure devotee when you hear from Srila Prabhupada. And that's probably the main thing in order to imbibe his mood. He is one of the modern people who his life is more documented almost than anybody else. And all the words that he said practically were written down, whether it was a lecture, whether it was just casually talking in a room, whether it was just casually talking on a morning walk. So much has been written down, and that's a good thing. The bad thing about that is you can probably find a quote this big to prove anything you want to prove. So that means it's a really good idea to read the whole body of his work. Read it as much, read whole books, read the Srimad Bhagavatam to get the idea of the mood, so that you can know when to actually apply this particular little quote or that particular thing that somebody said, Prabhupada said. In the early days of the movement, we had to be very careful about Prabhupada said, because maybe he hadn't said, but somebody wanted to give their words authority and say, Prabhupada said. So the very best thing is to somehow immerse yourselves in Srila Prabhupada's mood and what he was trying to accomplish. And then you'll be able to have more resource to be able to face the challenges that come. You'll be able to use your own good common sense and your own life experience and what you gathered from reading about his mood and his mission and his ability to adjust for time, place, and circumstance. It's a very difficult thing. What things are solid principles? What things are adjustable details? So there's often not a black and white answer to anything. And so the important thing is to understand the mood. So that, I think, would be the number one activity to engage in order to actually make real progress on the spiritual path together. And the other thing is that you're on the spiritual path together. And Krishna can create a festival by wiggling his eyebrow. But the one thing that he's waiting for as a gift from us is that we do it together. What he wants to see is our cooperation together. How much are we going to put our false ego aside and listen to the ideas of somebody else? How much are we going to try to really extend ourselves to help each other? That's the gift we can give him. So, for our Iskcons, for our centers, sometimes we can get pretty wrapped up in a vision of something that, should manifest in a kind of a physical way. Maybe it's something like getting more and more people to come to the program, or getting bigger and bigger festivals, or getting a building that's amazing of white marble. But the really important gift that we can give him is our hearts working together. Is that okay?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for the nice class. My question is, Srila Prabhupada's disciples, like my Guru Maharaj and his God brothers, yourself, the way you dedicated and sacrificed your life, though we have faith in the moment, what is stopping us doing that dedication and sacrifice? Is it our karma or the lack of trust?
There's different ways of surrendering. There's it's easy to understand that surrender has happened the way that the early young people surrendered. You know, like walking away from their college program and moving into a temple. That's one way of surrender. That's not the only way of surrender. Surrender actually happens day by day, decision by decision. And you know, one thing that we thought in the old days was that moving from brahmacharini life into grihastha ashram was, we didn't know what to make of that. Was that okay? Making money? But you know, when you look at the movement, and Srila Prabhupada was so practical, you look at the Varnashram grid, you know, like the Varnas and the ashrams, there's only one actual spot on that grid that's actually making the resources to keep the movement going. And that is the grihastas who know how to make money, right? And so, and all the rest, like students, Brahmins, old people, they are sannyasis. They're not supposed to be generating income. So, surrendering at portions of our the rewards of our livelihood is surrender too, and also being very careful what we do with the parts of our rewards of our livelihood that we keep in our own pockets. What do we do with that? Do we, you know, maybe write a big check for Janmashtami, but the rest of our money I don't even want to say what somebody might do with it, right? But it's surrender to write that big check for Janmashtami, and it's also surrender to day by day, grocery shopping by grocery shopping, offering by offering, make decisions that, okay, this is for Krishna. This I'm making this decision because I love Krishna and I want him to know that I love him. That's surrender too. And that's an even harder and more glorious surrender than going like, okay, I don't like the material world, so I'm going to move into an ashram. That interaction with the material world day by day, but purifying it for Krishna, is a major surrender and a major achievement. Does that help at all?
Thank you so much, Mataji. I think that's time. That was perfect. I think I speak for everyone when I say that was a very refreshing and lovely class, and we got to see Lord Ram in a new light, I think, after hearing you speak today. So thank you for that. There's a lot I got out of it. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Oh, and yes, of course, I want everybody to give Mataji a big round of applause. I think, sorry, that goes without saying. We're really lucky to have you, and we hope you'll visit us again. Maybe, who knows, in a different location. You never know. Now we'll move to the closing kirtan, but just before we do that, we wanted to take a minute to celebrate a special birthday. I think
Face the camera, please. How do we can hold their sheets and face the camera? Oh, okay. Okay, hold their sheets. Everybody else. And if not, Mataji, if you can just hold it. Yeah, okay. No, they're taking smile. Hari. This side. Come back side.
You want photo also or just movie? You want photo as well? Wait.
Everything
Okay.
They're waiting.
They're coming.
Okay, great. So the children have a special bhajan also ready for
Very
Okay, ready?
Hey, look at the
3, 2, 1, ready?
Hari Bol.
Hurry. Come.
Come. Okay. Come.
Go. Feeling cold? Sit. Come.
Our children, the children from our children's class here in Iskcon Mississauga, they'll be singing or reciting the Dashavatara Stotram, with being Ram Navami. Lord Ram is one of the incarnations of Krishna, so it's a very apt stotram to be reciting today. So, Hare Krishna.
Dashavatara Stotra by Srila Jayadeva Goswami, and it is the seventh one of the stotras, and it is on Lord Rama, because today being Ram Navami, we will be singing that. First, we will read the translation. Start 1, 2, 3.
O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who assumed the form of Ramachandra, all glories to you. In the battle of Lanka, you destroyed the 10-headed demon Ravana, and became his head as a delightful offering to the 9 ladies of the 10 directions, headed by Indra. This action was long desired. Tell them who were not harassed by this monster. Vitarasidi Shurane Dipati Kamaniyam Dashamukamo Ibalim Ramaniyam Keshamadrita Rama Sharira Dasha
Wasn't that wonderful? Let's give the children a big round of applause. Haribol! Good job. So now we'll have the singing of the Ramashtakam bhajan. And then we request this, the lyrics will be on the screen as well, so please follow along. And then while the song is being sung, and while you can offer flowers or pushpanjali to Lord Ram and to the deities here today. So please feel free to line up to offer flowers to the deities during the singing of this beautiful bhajan. And Sanvi is going to lead us in singing this beautiful bhajan today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Rajakiritamanididididipitamsham Udyat Brahaspati Kavi Pratimevaham.
Okay. Not following. We'll do it together. No time.
So we are doing it together.
Yeah, we are doing it together. Hey, you can start.
No. Once it is ready, we can start Mataji. Or else no people can't.
Yeah. Correct. I didn't see that. Sorry.
Everybody, please follow along and recite together. Rajakiritamanidididipitamsham Udyat Brahaspati Kavi Pratimevahantam Vaikundale Karalitendu Samanavakram Ramam Jagatraya Gurum Satatam Bhajami Udyat Vibhakara Marichi Vibhoditabja Netram Subimbadashanachadacarunasam Shubhram Shurashmi Parinirjita Charuhasam Ramam Jagatraya Gurum Sasatam Bhajami Tamkam Bhukantamajamam Bhujatulya Rupam Muktavali Kanakahara Dhritam Vibhantam Vidyudvalaka Gana Samyutamam Budamba Ramam Jagatraya Gurum Satatam Bhajami Uttana Hastatala Samsta Sahasrapatram Panchachadadika Shatam Pravarangulibhi Kurvatyashita Kanaka Pyutiyasya Sita Parshve Shtitam Raghuvaram Satatam Bhajami Agre Dhanuddara Vara Kanako Jalango Jeshtanusevana-rato Varabhushanadhya Sheshakyadhama Varalakshmana-namayasya Ramam Jagatraya Gurum Satatam Bhajami Yo Raghavendra Kula Sindhu Sudam Shrupo Maricha Rakshasa Subahu Mukhan Nihatya Yajnagaraksha Kushikan Raya Punya Rashim Ramam Jagatraya Gurum Satatam Bhajami Hatva Karatrishiraso Saganau Kabandam Shri Dandakanana Madhushanameva Kritva Sugriva Maitramakarot Vinihatya Shatrum Tam Raghavattasha Mukhadaka
लोकोत्सवविधिं पतिभार्गवेन्द्रम् जित्वा पितुर्मुदमुवाहकपुस्तवर्यम् रामं जगत्त्रयगुरुं सततं भजामि रामं जगत्त्रयगुरुं सततं भजामि रामं जगत्त्रयगुरुं सततं भजामि
Hare Krishna. And we can prasadam has to be set up.
The offering is going to
Yeah, we set up the prasadam. You want to announce?
Translation. Though his face is like a spotless moon, still it is further brightened by a shining crown of jewels. His earrings resemble Jupiter and Venus rising in the evening sky. I forever worship this Lord Sri Rama, Guru of the three worlds. When he awakens and opens his lotus eyes, their luster resembles the early rays of the rising sun. His teeth are enclosed by charming beautiful red lips. His nose is shapely and graceful, and seeing the beams of his beautiful smile, the white-rayed moon accepts defeat. I forever worship this Lord Sri Rama, Guru of the three worlds. The throat of the unborn Lord is like a three-ringed conch shell, and his form is soft as the lotus. He wears a shining necklace of pearls set in gold, and thus he resembles a water-laden cloud, accompanied by lighting flashes and a flock of cranes. Such is Sri Rama, Guru of the three worlds, whom I perpetually adore. In her upraised hand, Sita Devi holds 1,000-petaled lotus flower, and her 5 graceful fingers make it appear that the flower's 100 petals are covered by another 5 petals. I forever worship Rama, best of the Raghu dynasty, by whose side forever remains this Sita, whose radiance is like molten gold. Before Rama's dance, his brother Lakshmana, deeply attached to his elder brother's service, the most skilled of archers, his body brilliant golden and enhanced by splendid ornaments. He is also known as Shesha, the all-accommodating abode of the world. I worship this Lord Sri Rama, Guru of the three worlds. Like the nectar-rayed moon shining on the ocean of the Raghu dynasty, he slew the foremost among the man-eating demons, Maricha and Sulaku, thus protecting the sacrifice performed by the sage Vishwamitra for the welfare of his ancestors. I worship this Lord Sri Rama, Guru of the three worlds. Slaying the Rakshasas, Kara, Trishira, Kabanda, and their army, he saved the forest of Dandakani. By killing the monkey king, Sugriva's enemy, Bali, he made alliance with him. I adore Sri Rama, the best of the Raghu dynasty, the slayer of the 10-headed Ravan. After breaking Shiva's bow, he married Sita, daughter of Janaka Raja. Then on the path home, he defeated the mighty Parashurama, best of Guru's line, bringing pleasure to Maharaj Dasharatha, his father. I forever worship this Lord Sri Rama, the foremost descendant of Katuksta and Guru of the three worlds. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna everyone. After Pushpanjali, we will have Prasadam serve. As you can see, we're setting up. Sanvi will lead us in some kirtan until Prasadam is set up. For those that are joining us for the first time who are new to Iskcon Mississauga, there's a table set up over here. So please feel free to take a seat. We will bring a plate to you and welcome you to our center officially. And so please join Sanvi in singing some kirtan. And while we're doing kirtan, as I said, we have Tariq's birthday was just recently celebrated, one of the children in our children's class. So we'll have a small cake cutting for him as well. I believe his birthday is tomorrow, right? So we'll just to celebrate that, we'll cut a small cake for him in a short while. Hare Krishna.
माता जी, थैंक यू।
Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. We are bringing a plate 1 minute. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama to you.
Wait, I know you can smack me. Now it's fine.
You want a spoon?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare स्वल्पपुण्यनतं राजन् विश्वासमेव जायते शारीरा विद्याचा लोगो मोहे सुधर्मति ताके जीवन संसारे कृष्ण बाड़ा दयामय बारे बारे जीवा जाए स्वप्रसादन दिलो बाय शे अनामृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे ठाकुर श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे